Now, for the first time, really, the legislative filibuster comes under threat of termination, where legislation could pass the Senate without any need whatsoever to conciliate views from the minority and get a supermajority for support.
In an evenly divided Senate, a procedure within the upper chamber is coming under new scrutiny. According to the Congressional Research Service, the legislative filibuster is a Senate procedure that includes any obstructive tactics to block a measure by preventing it from coming to a vote. In order to end debate on a bill, 60 senators must agree to proceed to a vote. A Democratic majority dependent on Vice President Kamala Harris's tie-breaking vote often cannot meet this threshold. The Senate Parliamentarian decided this week that the budget reconciliation process could be reopened later this year, allowing the majority to bypass the filibuster on some of its agenda. Eliminating the filibuster would allow any legislation that went through the Senate to pass on a 51-vote majority, including bills like the Equality Act and the For the People Act, or legislation concerning issues like religious liberty, conscience protections, or abortion.
Both on the right political spectrum as well as the left political spectrum, there's a lot of frustration that they don't see their priorities getting through. In the pro-life movement, we certainly feel that.
Supporters of the filibuster say the procedure gives a minority party the opportunity to have a voice in legislation, preventing majority rule. Opponents say the filibuster can paralyze legislative action in a divisive political climate, and a simple majority should be used instead. Democratic Senator Alex Padilla of California, who recently replaced Harris in the Senate, tweeted last week that in order to accomplish some of the president's legislative priorities, quote, "We must end the filibuster." At his first formal press conference as president last month, Joe Biden said he had an open mind on the filibuster.
We're ready to get a lot done. And if we have to, if there's complete lockdown and chaos as a consequence of the filibuster, then we'll have to go beyond what I'm talking about.
But Biden was not always open to eliminating the filibuster. Republican Senator Ben Sasse of Nebraska recently read a speech on the Senate floor then Senator Biden gave in defense of the procedure in 2005.
I've been in the Senate for a long time, and there are plenty of times I would have loved to have changed this rule or that rule to pass a bill or to get a nominee confirmed that I felt strongly about, but I didn't. And it was understood that the option of doing so just wasn't on the table.
Attorney Martin Gold frequently advises senators and their staffs on congressional rules. He says polarization sometimes makes it difficult to reach across the aisle, causing some to question the filibuster itself.
One's attitude about the filibuster should not be based solely on who is doing the filibustering.
But it isn't just Democratic priorities that have failed under the filibuster. The Born Alive Abortion Survivors Protection Act, legislation that would have protected infants who survived botched abortions, received the support of a bipartisan majority in 2019, but failed to overcome the filibuster. Tom McCluskey, president of March for Life Action, said the pro-life movement should support the filibuster because it would protect pro-life legislation from changes based on who is in power.
By removing the filibuster, all we're doing, we're not making permanent law. We're only making law until the other party takes office.
While there are growing calls from many Democrats to eliminate the filibuster, Democratic Senators Kristen Sinema of Arizona and Joe Manchin of West Virginia say they support it, which will leave it in place for now. From the Capitol, Kate Scanlon, EWTN News in depth.